that 45 seconds and questions in front of you. No business rules. One is wrong. Allocation of business rules provides for what? Ministries. Clear? Second, the Minister for Defense is the chairperson of CC on which CC? The Political Affairs Cabinet Committee is the one which is called Super Cabinet. Remember? Which has 13 people. So 2 is also wrong. How many statements are correct? Or 2. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Please mark your answer. One more person. Right answer is C here, of course. But one more person is a part of state elect. Oh, okay. Is a part of delimitation commission. Of course, that person is the state election commissioner. Plus. Okay. Great. So C is the right answer. Moving on to the next question. I'll give you a minute for this. The power of adjournment and adjournment signed by your CDA lies with the presiding officer. Absolutely correct. Adjournment terminates the sitting of the House for a specified time, and prorogation terminates the session of the Parliament. Just the opposite, right? Prorogation, prorogue, end. Adjournment is just the termination of session by the presiding officer. So 1 and 3 were interchanged. Right answer is B. Only 2. Okay. Moving on now to the fourth question. Focus. Oath by, of course, simple majority. Removal of VP in the Rajya Sabha requires what kind of majority? Okay, effective majority. So A is the right answer. A1 only is incorrect. Okay, and the last question for the day, ending on a nice happy note. Easy question. First past the post, yes. One constituent wins the election. Yes or no? There is no need for any majority required. Whoever gets highest votes wins the election. So that could be less than 50 also. Wrong. Again, incorrect. B2 only. Right? That's it. Yeah, this time you have seen correct. Great. Amazing. So that's it for the day. We are done. Let's move on now toward the discussion on the topics at hand. Any more doubts? No doubts, no queries. Ashay, absolute veto. Yes, Ashay, in the case of absolute veto, it is not a discretionary power. It is a power on the advice of the Council of Ministers. Sumo, ordinary majority. Yes, same thing. Okay. Some people who have scored good marks, it seems, are very enthusiastic to see the leaderboard. Chandru, Achal, Venkat Nalla, TH Candy, Kumari Shubhangi, Elmer, Kamlesh, Susmita, Shubh, Pranav, Muni, Govind Rajulu, Kaustab, BK Vibhu, Prasan, Yashwant, Ankit, Riya. 18 people getting all 5 correct. Great, yeah, guys. Amazing. Rajanandini, Pallavi, and Nashra Ansari. And maybe others also, I'm sure, are getting 4 correct. It's just that you have to be slightly quick. Okay. So, new people in the leaderboard or same old people? Hey, Gopal, chill. It's okay. Practice. Practice. It's all practice. Great. Some of you have entered the leaderboard. Others, we want strict competition, tough competition here. Guys, just to tell you frankly, things can go wrong. It's okay. Don't worry. Right? It's okay. This is just practice. So, tomorrow we have still how many days left? Around 20 odd days left, 19 maybe days left. So, we have plenty of opportunities. So, just keep on studying, keep on mugging up. Don't worry. And if not here, UPSC should be your goal. So, this is just practice. So, don't feel disheartened. Right? Okay. Queries addressed, doubts addressed, I hope. Let's now move on. Who was that person who was saying my doubt is not addressed? Is it now addressed? I forgot your name, as somebody was saying that not seeing my doubt and all. I hope that's also resolved. Okay. Now today we'll be covering some ground with respect to the membership in the parliament, and then we'll discuss a very, very important point. And that important point is what? Important point is the presiding officers. And types of majorities, and if the time permits, we'll also see the passage of bills, right? Okay. So let's begin now with our discussion on the membership of the parliament. So in the parliament, if you want to be a member, there are some criteria. What's the criteria? You have to be a citizen of India. Simple, basic criteria. Number 2, you have to subscribe to an oath. A small question, where is this oath mentioned? Any idea, guys? Where is this oath mentioned? Again, fight. Some of you are saying 2, some are Schedule 3, because Schedule 2 contains salaries and allowances of certain categories of officials. Schedule 3 contains the oath. Okay. Oath. And then age factor. Age factor in the Lok Sabha, in the Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, how old? 25 years or above. Rajya Sabha, how old? 30 years or above. So 25 or above, 30 or above. That's the age criteria. Clear? Okay. Then disqualification. So what is this disqualification? Members becoming disqualified. How can members be disqualified? Point 1, either you are holding some let's start. Either you are not a citizen. So now we know very well who is back with the citizenship. So somebody who gave up the citizenship now has obtained it back once again, and the smile on the face is back. Finally, the modern Bharat Kumar is back with the Indian citizenship. Great, great. I think the fans of Akshay Kumar would be amazingly happy that he is now back with the Indian citizenship. And the moment he is back, all his films are flopping, right? Anyway, second, so you have to be a citizen. If you're not a citizen, disqualified. Number 2, undischarged insolvent. Do you know this cool dude here? This person is Vijay Mallya, absconding after taking away SBI's and various banks' money. When you go to SBI, when we go to SBI, no loans, nothing for us. But for elite people, right? Take money, enjoy life. Anyway, so if you are an undischarged insolvent, in short, bankrupt, if you have become bankrupt. The idea being that if you cannot manage your own finances, how will you manage the country's finances? That's the reason. It's not that there is something called anti-poor. No, it's not anti-poor. It's somebody who had money and became bankrupt. So it's poor management of finances. Diwalia, no money now. Okay, that's it. Then, if you are of unsound mind, if you have gone crazy, right? And lastly, office of profit. So what is this office of profit? Now, we had discussed this in a very brief fashion in the chapter precedent. Now, I'll explain what exactly is office of profit. So please pay attention now. See, the first and foremost thing to understand is that this term office of profit is not defined anywhere. It is not defined in the constitution, not at all. Now, this means that if something is not defined, the courts will have to make us understand, because the judiciary's task is to interpret. We'll come to it shortly. But before that, what exactly is the generic meaning that you can make out? What is this office of profit? So office of profit, post of profit would mean any position, any office, any post that brings to the office holder who is holding the post some financial gain, some advantage, some kind of benefit. And this benefit should come from the state. State meaning central or state government, not the state governments only, central or states. Now, in our constitution for MPs, we have Article 102, Clause 1, and for MLAs, MLCs, we have Article 191, which talks about this fact that if you are an MLA, MLC, MP, then you are barred, not allowed, prevented, okay, from holding any office of profit under the central or the state government. Clear? So you cannot get any benefit from the government, monetary benefit or advantage from the government. Reason, why do we have this? Removing conflict between duties and interest of elected members. Now tell me, I just want to see your explanation. What do you think? What's this point? Uh, what is the conflict here? If somebody becomes an MP and he also has a government job, then what's the problem? Tell me. What is the concern? Why disqualification? If you are an MP and you have some government contract, okay, Ritu is right so far. Chavan also, Anuja also, roughly there. See, let me ask you a different question first. If you are, firstly, an MP, what's your task as an MP? Your task as a member of parliament is to ensure that the minister's government is in check. What's your duty? Your duty is to ensure accountability of the government. Yes or no? Accountability of the government. Now, your personal interest can be some financial advantage, financial benefit, some kind of gain, etc. Now let me just explain this case to you, a situation to you. You are holding some government contract. What is meant by government contract? Government has given you a contract that, come on, you build a bridge for us and we'll pay you some money. This means to build a bridge, you are getting money, you're making some benefit. Now, the government can take away the contract also at any point of time. So somehow you feel obligated towards the government, because if you anger the government, it can take away the contract, right? In the parliament, you want to ask some minister a question, a difficult question on the failure of his performance. What the hell is the minister doing? You get up, I want to ask the minister this question. Suddenly the minister messages you. If you ask difficult question, contract gone. And then the MP says, oh, sorry, by mistake. And you sit down. What has happened here? As an MP, you will never be able to fulfill your obligations because you are controlled by the minister, because you have some benefit from him or her. So to ensure separation of power, checks and balances, we need to have this provision. It's very, very important that the MP has no relationship whatsoever with the government. No advantage, etc., should be claimed by the MP from the government. Because if you do, you will never be able to faithfully represent the voice of people anywhere, because you are constantly wanting some benefit from the government. Okay. Then, as I said, I hope this point is clear for everybody, that the idea of checks and balances, keep a check on each other. Checks and balances refers to keeping a check on each other, on each other's behavior and performance, and ensuring accountability. I think this is also from Article 75, Clause 3. As an MP, what's your role? Your role is to ensure that the ministers perform their task properly. Ministers are accountable to you because people will ask you, we chose you as an MP, what are you doing? So you go to the parliament and question the government that what are you doing? That is the accountability. Are we clear on this? And checks and balances, ensuring keeping a check on each other, maintaining the balance of power. Nobody should be more powerful. Everybody should have the same kind of power. I hope now this is clear. Okay. So as I said, there is no definition of office of profit. At least in the constitution, this word was not defined. So whenever words are not defined, the Supreme Court defines those things for us. So how would Supreme Court define this? See, it's not it's not just one case. There have been multiple cases in this regard. A very famous case where Supreme Court tried to define this entire concept was Rikab Chand case. Rikab Chand case of 1958. So this was a case, Maulana Abdul Shakur versus Rikab Chand. Or there is also a case of 1960s, and this was a case of Shankari Prasad Ghoshal, SP Ghoshal. So this was the 1964 case. Or in 1980s, again Supreme Court tried to define same thing again and again. Bihari Lal Dobre. This was a case of 1983. And also Pradyut Bordoloi versus Supan Roy, 2001. In all these Supreme Court cases, Supreme Court has tried to define how to check whether some post you are holding comes under OOP. What is OOP? Before you ask, Office of Profit. So whenever you are holding a post, whether the post comes under government's control or not, how to check it? So Supreme Court said 5 ways to check it. Is the government making the appointment to your post? Yes, office of profit. Or does the government have right to remove or dismiss you from service? Yes, office of profit. Or does the government pay your salary? Remuneration, salary, English word, money, salary. Yes, office of profit. Are you performing functions for the government, building roads, etc.? Yes, office of profit. Whose task is it to build roads? Government. Because government cannot be there everywhere. It outsources, gives this task to somebody who is interested, right? They get this contract and then they build the road for us and take money from the government. And whether government has any control over the day-to-day performance of your functions in your office or not. If yes, office of profit. Anything. For example, an IAS officer. Who appoints the IAS officer? The government. Office of profit. Simple. Look at a faculty at Byjus. Government does not appoint me. Government has no right to remove me. Government does not pay my salary. I do not perform functions for the government, and government cannot tell me how to perform my functions, what topics to teach. Simple. This is what is a classic example of not an office of profit. Are we clear on this? Everyone. Now see, there are various cases. I have mentioned these 4-5 cases so that you can mug up any of the name and write options. Clear? That is why when you are an IAS officer, you have to resign and then become or contest elections. So if you are holding all these kind of posts or any of these posts which give some benefit from the government, then that is an office of profit. Now, yes, Annamalai, of course. But let me just tell you something, that there are some exceptions also. Meaning, yes, the government has appointed you. Yes, the government is paying salary to you, but still you can contest elections. Exception. Are we clear? I am saying government has appointed you. Government is paying salary. Government can remove you, but still you are allowed to contest elections. These exceptions come in a law. And what's that law called? Parliament Prevention of Disqualification Act. Prevention of disqualification. If all these criteria are met, or any of these criteria are met, or 2 or 3 criteria are met, does not matter. Disqualified, can't contest. But despite meeting that criteria, you can still do what? Be or contest elections, be a member of parliament, etc. So this law declares that certain offices of profit, see, it is saying it is an office of profit under the government shall not disqualify. Please focus on this phrase. Despite holding that post, I am not disqualified, right? From for being chosen as or for being a member of parliament. So it's okay. A very good example is ministers. Think of this, ministers. Ministers are getting salary from government only. They are part of government only. But ministers are MPs also. In fact, in the parliamentary form of government, minister has to be MP. Any person can be a minister, but for maximum 6 months only. Ultimately, you have to be a member of the house. Without being a member of the house, you cannot simply be a minister for long. Which article is that? Tell me quickly. Which article says that you have to be a member of the house? Don't write Nayak article. You tell me the article clause. Very good. Article 7, others. Article 75, clause 5 is that article which says that the executive is a part of legislature. Okay? Executive is a part of legislature. Now, one more thing, leader of opposition. Who is this leader of opposition? So we'll discuss this post later on. He or she is also an MP actually in the house. They also have the same rank as a cabinet secretary. They cabinet minister. They get the same kind of salary allowances from the government, but still they're allowed to be an MP. Okay. No. Rahul Gandhi is not a leader of opposition. There's a criteria for it. We'll discuss shortly what is the criteria. Okay. So in the Lok Sabha, there is no LOP. In Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge is the leader of opposition. They have to meet a criteria. Clear? Without criteria, you can't be appointed leader of opposition. Anyway, or a very good example, chairperson of NCSC, NCST, etc. What is NCSC? The National Commission for Scheduled Castes. What is NCST? National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. So, these posts appointing the chairperson is completely at the hands of the government. Government pays salary, government removes you, but still you are allowed to contest elections or be a member of the house. No problem there. Are we clear on this? No A.S. Hussain and Abhishek. NCBC is not there. Okay. Just giving examples. Guys, in this particular law, if you go to section 3, they have mentioned a schedule. In the schedule, there are hundreds of posts which are exempted. So don't think it's just these posts only, right? Irrigation, Flood Control Commission, Industrial Development Corporations, right? Hajj Committee, NAFED, Nehru Memorial Museum, Dalit Sena members, Maulana Azad Education Foundation members, Ambedkar Foundation members, Waqf Board members, Temple Trust members. Hundreds of posts are there. Are we clear? So, in short, just to summarize this, please understand, if you are holding some post, let's say I'm an IS officer. This means I cannot, let's assume you only. You are an IS officer. So you cannot contest elections. But tomorrow the government says that we are adding the name IAS also here. This means what? Despite being called an office of profit, you will still not be disqualified, meaning you can still contest elections. Clear? Don't worry, this will never happen. Okay. So this is what is this law also, which allows people getting some government benefit to contest elections. So basically, in short, allows people getting financial advantage from government to contest elections. Okay. This is the situation where there was a very huge controversy with respect to the suspensive veto power used back in the year 2006. So back in this case, so if you remember, I mean, you would not remember, of course, you were small kids, not even born. In 2004, when BJP lost the election and Congress came to power, there are a lot of rumors as to whether Sonia Gandhi will become the prime minister or not. Now, there are a lot of speculations as to why she did not become the prime minister. One such speculation, a very popular speculation, made by some media persons who claimed that they were present in that situation was that her son Rahul Gandhi did not want her to be the prime minister because he felt he had lost his grandmother, he had lost his father, and he feared for the life of his mother. That's what some press people claim. I don't own this story, right? People have mentioned these in the books also. So that's the reason. And what about WhatsApp University? WhatsApp University will say that because she was a foreigner. But tell me, guys, is there any law in the country which says that a non-citizen can contest elections? No, right? You have to be a citizen to contest elections. And if you are a citizen and you have won the election, this means you can be the prime minister also. So don't fall prey to WhatsApp forward. Clear? Anybody who is a citizen can become the prime minister and the president. It's not like in USA. In USA, not only should you be a citizen, but you should also be born in USA, should have lived in USA for at least 14 years. Only then can you become the president in USA. In India, there is no such thing. So what happened in the case of Sonia Gandhi was that she did not become the prime minister, and Dr. Manmohan Singh became the became the prime minister. So after a couple of years, so see, elite people need power. They cannot survive without power. So a body was formed. You know, this body was called NAC, National Advisory Council. NAC. This body's task was to give recommendations to the government only on what policies to formulate. Imagine there is a body formed which says, government, I am telling you what to do. So this body was being seen as performing very, very important person, right? Important function. So what happened was that she was an MP and she also became the chairperson of this body called NAC. Now, some people went to court saying this is wrong. Government has control over the functions and the functions are carried out for the government. Deciding on policies is a government's task. This body, National Advisory Council, is deciding on the behalf of government what to do. No, office of profit, disqualify her. But anyway, before she could be disqualified, she resigned herself and she went on to contest. She resigned herself. Okay, resigned. No longer MP. But then what happened? In the meantime, the Congress brought a bill. It was popularly called Office of Profit Bill, right? But the bill was the Parliament Prevention of Disqualification Amendment Bill. So in this law, in section 3, they added this post also, chairperson NAC, that these people who hold this post, they will also be exempted from disqualification. Meaning, even if you are holding this post, you are still not disqualified. You can still be an MP. Clear? So Congress party actually tried to bring this bill to exempt the disqualification of Sonia Gandhi so that she could be the chairperson of this body also and be the MP also. This bill was sent to Dr. Kalam. Dr. Kalam sent back the bill, and it was then that Congress party, Sonia Gandhi's post is in discussion. Of course, they said, no, no, no. Gandhi family first. They passed the bill again, the parliament. This time, you know very well, if the president sends back a bill and if it is passed again by the parliament with with the same majority, then the president has to sign the bill. President signed the bill. That is called suspensive veto. And it is here that Dr. Kalam made a very famous statement that this is the most difficult decision that I have ever taken in my entire presidential career. Now, some of you may say, sir, he should have used pocket veto. But Dr. Kalam was not a person of that kind to be involved in these kind of things, right? he was not just highly intellectual, he was very idealist as a person, right? So people like them are rare people. Sadly, people like them are they're not available in politics at all. So he felt that if I, make some recommendation, maybe the government can incorporate that and all, and that it did not happen. Simple, right? So that's it with this controversy that was surrounding the case of what? Office of Profit Bill. Clear? Durga, certain member of cabinet committee also are persons who are MP. Then how are they allowed? Members of cabinet committee? Are Durga, what are you getting confused with? Cabinet committee members are ministers only. Ministers are exempted. Can't you see here? Ministers are exempted. Exempted. Cabinet committee is not some statutory body. It is just some people who have come together from the government to perform their tasks quickly. It's not some extra salary they get through being a member of cabinet committee. No, Prabhu, no. Rahul Gandhi lost his post of membership not from this law. No relationship. Different law. Okay. This law has been amended 5 times so far. Just mention this point here. Why? Because you keep on adding more and more. What? Keep on adding more and more posts which are exempted. Clear? Are we clear now? Everyone, this is mentioned here. I think this should be a sufficient statement to understand. So you can see the video again umpteen times and understand this point. Great. Let's move on now. Exempted. Exempted. English word exempt. Okay. Solve this question asked in 2019. Please mark your answer. Oh. This is the good old days of elimination technique. Good old days of not defined. Remove 3. Gone, gone, gone. Correct answer. This law exempts several posts from disqualification on the ground of office of profit. Absolutely correct. The above mentioned act was amended 5 times. Correct. This is a very difficult statement to remember. That is why the question was framed in such a fashion that you could eliminate the need to know this statement. Are we clear? Okay. Now, one more thing. In fact, we have already seen this article before, but I am just now putting this in front of you in detail. So, who decides on the question of disqualification of members? Whether somebody has violated all these things. Who decides finally? Whether you are not a citizen, or you are undischarged insolvent, or you are of unsound mind, or you are holding office of profit. Who is deciding all these things after all? Right? The questions arises as to whether a member of either house has become subject to any disqualification. The question shall be referred for the decision of the president, and his decision shall be final. Look at this. Decision of the president, and his decision is final. Such a nice thing, right? Amazing. Great. So happy. The president, after reading this, starts partying immediately. But then people tell him, sir, wait. Please read the full article. Just like we are telling you, please read the full question. Don't see and mark, and the question comes out to be incorrect statements. Same thing. So before giving any decision on any such question, the president, what's the word? Shall obtain the opinion of the commission and shall act according to such opinion. It is not the president's power. The president's power is those discretionary powers only, nothing else, right? The power here is of ECI, Election Commission of India. Okay, Bhuvnesh, what's the question here? Sir, read the full statement. If any question arises whether a member of a house has been subject to disqualification or not, if you ask a question like this, is Narendra Modi disqualified or not? Is Rahul Gandhi disqualified or not? On any of these grounds, that question will be addressed to the president. He decides. Okay, that thing. Okay. Now, vacating of seats. What do you mean by vacating seats? Vacating of seats meaning seats are vacant, meaning there is no MP there from that seat. Okay, meaning on those seats elections will have to take place again. It is not absence. Absent meaning gone for a day, 2 days, 10 days. Okay, vacant seat means seat is vacant, meaning no MP represents that particular area. That's called vacating of seats. For example, if you don't go to school for 2 days or college for 2 days, you are absent. But if the college throws you out permanently, then that seat of yours in the college becomes vacant. Clear? Now, how does vacancy arise in the parliament? So, of course, vacancy can arise through things like resignation, death, etc. Right? Or disqualification. So MP dies, seat is vacant. MP resigns, seat is vacant. MP gets disqualified, seat is vacant. There are some other ways also where seat can become vacant. How? These are not mentioned in the constitution. These are all mentioned under RPA, Representation of People's Act 1951, Section 68. It says, imagine if a person gets elected to both the houses at the same time. Both houses, meaning you become a member of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha at the same time. Of course, you can't sit in both the seats. You have to choose only one, right? So you must intimate, meaning inform within 10 days. To whom? Intimate or inform to, of course, the Election Commission of India, right? The secretary of the ECI has to be told, because Election Commission conducts the election. Within 10 days, in which house you desire to serve, meaning you have to tell them whether you want to be an MP in the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. In default, meaning if you don't inform them, right, your seat in the Rajya Sabha becomes vacant, meaning you are said, now you are an MP of Lok Sabha, don't come here in Rajya Sabha, sorry, get lost from here. Clear? This is how it is. And let me just tell you, once you have given the intimation that I want to be an MP of Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, you choose one, you're going to take back the intimation saying, sorry, I want to change Lok Sabha. Again, next day, sorry, Rajya Sabha. It's not a joke, right? So if you have been elected to both houses, you please inform. And if you don't, then automatically you are made the member of the Lok Sabha. Clear? Clear, everyone? Okay. Second point. This is section 69. Section 69 of the same law. If any sitting member of the house becomes elected to the other house, his seat in the first house becomes vacant. I'll give you an example of this. In 2017, Mr. Amit Shah became the MP in the Rajya Sabha. So Gujarat MLAs voted for him and made him MP in the Rajya Sabha. Clear? Now Amit Shah is a member of parliament in one house. In 2019, Amit Shah contested from Gandhinagar by pushing out by replacing Mr. L.K. Advani, and he won the election. Now what has happened? A sitting member, a current member of one house, has become a member of the other house. So now he has become the member of the Lok Sabha. So his seat in the Rajya Sabha becomes vacant. He has to leave his seat in Rajya Sabha and say, okay, give my bag, tiffin box, lunch box, everything, give it. I'm going to Lok Sabha. Of course, because you cannot sit in two houses at the same time. Think of it. Is it humanly possible to sit in two seats at the same time? It is not possible. Okay? Think like that. Not possible. Are we clear now with this example? I'll give one more example. Smriti Irani. Smriti Irani was, since 2011, an MP in the Rajya Sabha. In fact, she had contested the elections of Lok Sabha in 2014. She lost the election against Rahul Gandhi. But in 2019, what happened? She won the election from Amethi, became the MP in the Lok Sabha. So, this meant that now her seat here is vacant and she is an MP in the Lok Sabha. Clear on this? So we don't allow for this kind of double membership. One more point. This is now section 70 under RPA. Example of this is Mr. Narendra Modi. In 2014, if you remember, Narendra Modi contested from two constituencies, Varanasi and Vadodara. Clear? Two constituencies. So it is allowed. In our country, it is mentioned under RPA only, the election law, section 33, subsection 7, that you are allowed to contest, but from maximum 2 seats. Look at this. As a UPSC aspirant, you can fill multiple forms, but only one form is selected, right? But for our politicians, they can contest from 2 seats also. But the point is that he won both the seats. He won Varanasi also, Vadodara also. Now, in the Lok Sabha, how will he manage? Sitting in one seat and running there. Okay, sit in that seat also. 2 seats. Not possible. It look very weird. So, he will choose one. If a person is elected to 2 seats, he should exercise his option for one within 14 days. Choose one. If you are overthinking which to choose, Vadodara, Varanasi, and 14 days are over, both seats become vacant. Are we clear? We say, sorry, you leave both the seats. It's okay. Confusing person. So, he chose Varanasi and said, sorry, people of Vadodara, bye-bye, Tata. Clear on this? And this is how our politicians are allowed to contest from 2 different seats. For example, Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Mr. Rahul Gandhi in 2019 contested from 2 seats, Amethi and Wayanad, and see the advantage. He lost in Amethi, but won in Wayanad. Right? That's there. Abhishek, sir, why there is an act that a person can contest election from two constituencies? Sir, why this anger, sir? It's okay. No, to tell you seriously, the politicians say, you may find it funny, but that's what they say, that why should people of different constituencies be deprived of a chance to vote for me? If I have fans in Varanasi also, Vadodara also, why should I deprive my fans in both constituencies? Please vote for me. Now, of course, if you get elected, what happens? You have to choose only one. So Vadodara seat became vacant. Yes or no? If any seat is vacant, what do we have? We have to conduct election again, by-election. Who conducts the by-election? Election Commission. Who puts in money? Election Commission. Whose money is wasted? Taxpayer, right? So, of course, this is how things are. So, what do I do? Don't be angry, it's okay. Who said life is fair? If you had this belief, life is not fair. Here we are talking about, the big things and the issues, right? And go to Delhi and the houses are being demolished of people. Nothing is fair. That's the sad part. And we have to live in this and ensure that we get that coveted post and make genuine change in the society. Clear? Section 70. Now, there's also one provision of the Indian Constitution. This is Article 101, Clause 2. This article says that, and it's very logical. Tell me something. If you are taking the SPSC examination and taking UPSC examination, and you get selected both for SPSC DSP and UPSC SP, both posts, can you keep both the posts? Of course not. You can choose DSP or SP, right? So same thing, a person cannot be a member of both the parliament and the state legislature at the same time. If a person is so elected, then you should tell which seat you want within 14 days. If you don't tell which seat you want within 14 days, then your parliament seat is cancelled and you are said stay in the state only. Simple. Clear? Are we clear on this? Now you may feel that, oh, why would anybody choose a state seat? They'd always choose the MP seat. Yes or no? No. There are situations where people leave the central post and come to the state. Why? Because in the state, take for example, what do you prefer? Being an MP in the Lok Sabha or being a chief minister of your state? Simple question. What do you prefer? Chief minister, right? Mamata Banerjee, in 2011, she was the railway minister at the central level. Her party won the election. She left that. Forget railway minister. I am going to be the boss of my state. She came back and became the chief minister. Right? So, of course, it all depends where your interests are. If you are getting the IPS post, you are from Kerala, and you are getting IPS post in Haryana, but DSP post in the same state, and you want to harass your neighbors, then you will say, I'll choose DSP only. That's the real fun, right? If you are an IAS officer, IPS officer, and you are not in your own state, then what's the fun? If I can't show off to my neighbors and friends, then what's the point? From Nagaland and posted in Tamil Nadu, who knows? From Rajasthan and posted in Karnataka. So that's there. Anyway, so let's not get there. No personal comments on any person. So one more point. Remember in your school days, college days, you had to, if you were on leave, you had to give some kind of application, some fake application signed by you only. That only why? Because somebody died. And in this fashion, we have killed one relative only so many times. 10, 15, 20 times. The relative has been dying again and again for the past so many years. So the point is, in the Lok Sabha, in the Vidhan Sabha, in the Rajya Sabha, everywhere, you have to go and attend. Attendance is there. But attendance is not mandatory, unlike your college days, right? No attendance, less than 75%, and then running after teacher, please sir, please ma'am, attendance. No problem, no attendance. But please at least inform the house that you are not coming. Maybe the house has ordered something for you, some cashew nuts, some almonds, etc. have been ordered for you. Possible. So they will not, no, be wasted. That's not the reason. Okay. So the point is, if any member of the house is continuously absent for 60 days without informing the house, without the house's permission, he may be disqualified. You can be removed only from office. Sorry, tata, bye bye, for 60 days. So largely you have to inform. That's it. There is no attendance. We have seen some great celebs. I don't want to name those celebs because they have huge fan following. Those people were made members of the house so that they could contribute to their field of expertise. But the attendance rate was very, very poor. That's the problem. We tend to get confused. You could be a great actor, but zero knowledge in politics. You could be a great sportsman, but no knowledge of how the people are struggling, the wrestlers are struggling, right? So that's a problem. We tend to merge these two things. Different. So the point is that if you have not informed the house, then the presiding officer can remove you. May remove you. Okay? Not automatic. May. What if you tell the presiding officer, sir, I had WhatsApped you. You have blocked me on WhatsApp. That's why I've sent you a message. Or I was in coma. I could not come dying. Right? So that's there. So based on these situations, this may result in disqualification. It is not mandatory at all. This is also mentioned in the same article 101, but a different clause. See, why I mention these articles and clauses in a lot of places is not for you to mug up, not required. Most are not required. But in case somebody is enthusiastic and somebody has a very sharp memory and he wants to know or wants to read where this is mentioned, one reason. And second is that we have been witnessing this very unique kind of question being asked by UPSC nowadays. Every year, 1 or 2 questions. As per the constitution, according to the constitution. Sometimes they'll give you a statement, but if you just know this fact that no, this point is not mentioned in the constitution, that's enough. No need to know the exact article. For example, a simple question I'd like to ask you. As per the constitution, the CJI becomes the acting president in case of vacancy in office of the president and vice president. Yes or no? Of course, the answer is no, because it is not mentioned in the constitution, right? It is mentioned in a separate law. So these kind of questions are very, very common these days. Then sessions of the parliament. I think we have seen these sessions. Remember, I explained the sessions. We have 3 sessions. Normally, don't say, sir, this time 4th. Normally 3 sessions. Normally, this government doesn't believe in normal things. Normally 3 sessions: budget session, monsoon session, winter session. We can have a session at any point of time. Any point of time. The only criteria is this. And what is this criteria? Maximum gap between 2 sessions should not be more than 6 months. What is this gap called? Is there some word for it? This break between 2 sessions? No word? Okay, fair enough. Yes, a lot of you marking this correct. This word is called recess, break. And the president shall from time to time summon each house of parliament to meet at such time and place as he thinks fit. And that's a part of Article 85. At such time and such place. Can call tomorrow also. Come on, come to Rashtrapati Bhavan. All the MPs, come on, quick, can be done. So all these provisions are of Article 85, because while discussing the chapter President, I had said that Article 85 is an important article. How many of you actually read the article on your own? Okay, some of you have. Others, my request is read it. Now, in case you can't find what is a PDF, which book, simply Google search Article 85. You'll get the Indian Kanun website. Read that from there. Basic information. Okay. Now, tenure of MPs. So, what's the tenure of MP in the Lok Sabha, tenure of MP in the Rajya Sabha? See, firstly, this tenure of MP is not mentioned anywhere in the Constitution. But what is mentioned is, if you look at Article 83, Clause 2, it says that the Lok Sabha is subject to automatic dissolution at the end of 5 years. At the end of 5 years. Automatic dissolution. Right? Now, if the House only is dissolved, then you also have a tenure of 5 years only. Yes or no? So the tenure of the Lok Sabha MP indirectly, because the House is 5 years, they also have a tenure of 5 years. However, let me just clarify two things here. Lok Sabha can be dissolved before 5 years also. Yes or no? Tell me. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. At any point of time, if the PM says, President, dissolve the House, we want fresh elections, possible. Or if no party has majority, nobody can form the government, dissolve. But 5 years, it's mandatory. Now, one more thing. Let's take a simple example here and let me see your response. 2019, we had the Lok Sabha election. This meant this government will continue till 2024. Now, let's assume that in 2023, 300 MPs of Lok Sabha die. I am not hoping and all. Please, let's assume they die. Now, if they die, then what happens? No party is there now to form the government. We have to dissolve the Lok Sabha. So, Lok Sabha is now dissolved and we have new Lok Sabha elections. New Lok Sabha. My question to you, innocent aspirants, is please tell me, this new Lok Sabha will continue till 2024 or for 5 more years? Okay, I can see majority writing the correct answer, but some of you are also slightly confused. The tenure of Lok Sabha is 5 years only. So the new Lok Sabha will continue till 2028. Okay? Not for the remainder period. There's no point here. It makes no sense only to have elections for 1 year. So every time the Lok Sabha is elected, it is given a 5-year term. If something happens in between, that's another story. But you are given a tenure of 5 years. Clear? The Lok Sabha. And the tenure of MP, an individual MP, is not mentioned anywhere, right? Tenure of MP of Lok Sabha depends on the Lok Sabha. If Lok Sabha continues for 5 years, they are MP for 5 years. If Lok Sabha continues for 2 years, they are MP for 2 years. So, simple question. Rahul Gandhi's seat became vacant, though not right now, it had become vacant because he was disqualified. So, Wayanad seat has become vacant. Now, please tell me. The point here is, if Wayanad seat has become vacant and you contest elections and you become the MP from Wayanad, then you become an MP from Wayanad for how many years? Till 2024 or for full 5 years? Okay, so again, most of you are writing a correct answer. It's for the remaining period only. Why for 5 years? Your tenure, you have no tenure. Are we clear? Your tenure depends upon the life of Lok Sabha, members of Lok Sabha. So if Lok Sabha will get dissolved in 2024, MP Sahib, you also are gone in 2024. Khatam, tata, bye bye. You have to again contest elections. Are we clear? So, however, for legislators, tenure depends on what? Tenure or remainder period of the house only. I hope this point is clear now. Everybody clear? Rahul Gandhi is not disqualified. He has come back now. Supreme Court put a stay order on his punishment. Okay. Bhuvnesh, sir, by chance, Prime Minister died, not hoping, then who becomes PM? Then again, somebody from the ruling party can claim that I am the leader, and the President may appoint him the leader, the Prime Minister. Asha, if period is remain for 5 years, if the period is 5 years only, meaning you are saying that on the very first day somebody dies, good for you, great, then 5 years. But it is not the question of 5 years or 1 year. The question is always till when is the Lok Sabha continuing. So don't calculate your period based on your election. You please calculate your period based on the Lok Sabha tenure. If the house continues for 2027, then you will be an MP till 2027. 29, 29. Simple. Abhishek, no, summoning both the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha MPs separately. This is different. This is for a session separately. What you are getting confused, I think, with the attendance, the address of the president. There it can be separately also for 86 and together also for 87. This is for session separately only. Basically, here president appoints who they feel is controlling the majority. Nuti will discuss this later on, but 6 months. To answer you, 6 months. Okay. Pavitra, that's wrong thinking. It is incorrect fact. Okay. Incorrect fact. Now, tenure of Rajya Sabha is how much? Tenure of Rajya Sabha is 6 years. Not Rajya Sabha, MP of Rajya Sabha is 6 years. Rajya Sabha is never dissolved. Okay, this house continues forever and ever and ever. It is called a continuing chamber, because what happens is that at any point of time, this house will have some members. So the tenure of member is 6 years, and the funda is that every 2 years, 1/3 MPs retire. Their tenure is over. So at every point of time, you will have some MPs in the Rajya Sabha. It is never going to happen that no MP in Rajya Sabha, unlike Lok Sabha, right? So every 2 years, 1/3 MPs keep on retiring. Clear? However, let me also clarify. MPs, MLAs, MLCs, all these people, they are eligible for re-election or nomination. How many times? Any number of times. No limit. No limit. Till the time you can keep on keep on winning the election, winning the heart of voter. You can keep on winning the election. You can continue to be the MP, MLA, MLC. Clear? So that is there with respect to this. And this is also mentioned not in the constitution, but under section 154 of RPA 1951. So tenure of our MPs of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha is not mentioned in the constitution. Clear? Yes. Nominated also 6 years. Everybody. Certainly, Ashish. RPA is a law called Representation of People's Act. Yes, Kumari, sitting Lok Sabha member can contest for Rajya Sabha and vice versa. Fully allowed. Rifa, again, some people have joined just now, it feels. Because I mentioned RPA here also. RPA it's a law basically. I think we have been discussing this RPA again and again, so many times. RPA, Representation of People's Act 1951. Okay? This is actually something I had mentioned the very first day on the UPSC syllabus. We'll discuss this law when we study elections. Okay? Atish, Lok Sabha members can be in Rajya Sabha? No. That's not possible. Atish, we just studied this concept of vacating of seats. How can an MP of one house be MP of the other house? Why, sir? Why this? Yes, Sumo, exactly. SK, there is no retirement only for MP MLA. It's like after 6 years or after 5 years, you are allowed to recontest, renominate any number of times. Yes, Srimantula, that's what I mentioned here. Nomination also, renomination also, any number of times. I mentioned this, it's the same question you're asking, just for confirmation. I have written all this, it's all correct. Don't confirm. Trust me, I will not give you the different answer. Vaibhav, I think that is mentioned there. Kabir. So Kabir says that, sir, Nirmala Sitharaman is in Lok Sabha, despite she being elected in Rajya Sabha. Sir, what is this, sir? Article 88, sir. Revision, sir. Every day required, sir, for clearing the examination, sir. How these questions? Heartbreaking here to see these great questions. What's the age limit of MPMLA? No age limit. Yes, Tejas. Yes. Rani, no. We want to find the opportunity to see if anybody else forms the government or not. Guys, my request would be just don't ask questions for asking questions. Ask questions if it is actually logical. Okay. Anu, if something is mentioned in the constitution, it is called constitutional. Bala, sir, why 1/3 MPs? We could have made 1/4 also. That's what we have followed as convention, borrowed from USA. If you go to France, in their upper house, Senate, it's the exact opposite. Every 3 years, half the members retire. We follow this. Okay. What is the maximum age in Rajya Sabha? There is no upper age limit. Okay. I think if I keep on taking now, somebody says, Bhuvnesh, can every citizen of India become MP? No, sir. There are other qualifications also. Age factor, office of profit factor. Those things also need to be taken into consideration. Sir, if Narendra Modi don't take seat of Varanasi also, then sir, read sir, please. Otherwise, both seats become vacant, sir. What to do now? Should we move on now? Enough? Are people satisfied? Or is there still some doubt? Let's move forward, because 6 7 people are constantly asking the same thing, which is all mentioned here. Let's not disappoint the larger crowd here. Okay. I think oath affirmation need not be taught again. It is mentioned under Schedule 3. Yes or no? Let me just revise it quickly. Schedule 3 contains the oath and affirmation, not a president. Don't dare to write the president. Okay. It's only the ministers at the central level, at the state level. Any person who wants to contest elections, any legislator, elected, nominated, Supreme Court judges, High Court judges, and CAG. That's it. Only these people's oath is mentioned. Nobody else's oath is mentioned. Now, the salaries and allowances of our members of parliament, and also pension of members of parliament. So, since 2009, members are also getting pension. Sir, madams, please don't be angry. It's okay. Okay. Who decides salary allowances? Salary is decided by Parliament by law. Article 106. I have explained this point many times, but I still see some questions coming for what is allowance. So let me just help you understand. Stop writing. Hear me out. Once you become an IAS officer, there are two things you get: salary, emolument. English words, Google for meaning, possible. Emolument or salary is a synonym of each other, meaning when you perform some tasks, some money you get. That's called salary. Now, apart from that, there are other perks, perquisites, perks, benefits, allowances. For example, you'll get a bungalow, you'll get some servants, you'll get your phone bill reimbursed, electricity bill reimbursed, right? So all those things are called allowances. I hope now this time this is clear. Okay. Now, allowances are also to be decided by the parliament only. But since 1985, Parliament has delegated. Again, I am writing this word at the cost of creating confusion in some of your innocent minds. Delegated meaning allocated. Allocated this task to the what? To the government. The task of modifying them to central government. So basically, central government now modifies the allowances of our MPs, and every 5 years, normally what has happened now is that every 5 years, the salary is normally revised. Revision uh, in salary based on what? Based on cost inflation index. Don't ask me what is cost inflation index. I can't explain this right now. In your economics classes, you'll understand this better. Based on increasing prices in the country. Simple. So basically, this was done in now. Look at this. This was done in 2018. That from every 5 years from now onwards, we'll keep on increasing the salary based on increase in the prices of commodities in the market. 2023 has come. Will the government increase the salary? Tell me. What do you think? No, they will not. They will not increase the salary. They should not increase the salary. Next is, no, not the, BK Vibhu, burden. Arey, no, sir, not burden and all. Are you crazy? No cost reduced. Elections are next year. If they increase the salary of their own, right now you'll start saying, oh, look at this BJP government increasing their own salary. Election year, my dear aspirants. It's all about elections. Who controls power? Okay. So that is a reality. Anyway, so the salary allowances and also pension is given. Now, some of you become very, very angry at this pension thing. Let me just tell you something. Since independence, 1950, when the constitution came into force, not independence, but since the constitution has come into force, to be exact, 1950, we have had in total in the entire Lok Sabha over the years just slightly more than 5,000 MPs, 5,140-50 MPs in total. Handful of pension. Okay. So if you look at the government sector only, just currently, we have 32 lakh employees, 32 lakh central government employees only, right? So of course, there is no comparison between the pension baggage that will be there for the government employees and for the what? The MPs. Very small. So army personnel have no pension. Who is saying, Abhishek, I personnel don't get pension? Where do you get this information from? Agniveer, let's not call them armed forces firstly. Government is not calling them armed forces. Why are you calling them armed forces? So Agniveer is a different scheme. So that should not be put under armed forces directly, right? Anyway. So, and yes, okay, Lakshmi says, come to the point, tell me how much pension they are getting. So Lakshmi, currently MPs are getting 50,000 pension. 1 lakh is the salary. For those who want to know, our MPs get a salary of 1 lakh rupees only. Don't be a crybaby, it's okay. 1 lakh rupees. Country has too much of money. Don't worry. Allowances 2,000 per day of allowance. Then traveling allowance is there. Then you have free transit accommodation, free travel by railway, free travel by steamer, constituency allowance. I told you amenities like bungalow is there, some quarter is there. Quarter, not the quarter you are thinking of. House. Okay. Then housing, telephone, water, electricity bill, all these things are there. Okay. Don't worry, once you become an IAS officer, IPS officer, you will also get all these things. It's okay. Relax. Clear? Shivam, in Google it says only 70K salary. Sir, that was in 2021. Pandemic. Difficult times. Right? During pandemic, what happened? That time was very difficult. And MP said that the country is suffering, we'll take a salary cut, pay cut. So 30% pay cut they took. That's why it shows that ordinance 3 years ago was 70,000. Currently, 1 lakh. Sir, does Raghav Chadha leave his salary? I don't know. I don't know whether Raghav Chadha is leaving his salary or not, or what relationship he shares with Parindi Chopra. Sorry, I don't have such personal information. Please, let's move on now. Now, coming to the presiding officers of the House, we have two houses, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. In the Lok Sabha, the presiding officer is the what? Vice President of India, VP. Which article? Article 64, Article 89 says that in the Rajya Sabha, the Vice President is the chairman automatically. In the Lok Sabha, the chairman is referred to as, the presiding officer is referred to as speaker. So presiding officer in the Lok Sabha is called speaker. Presiding officer, the boss in the house, is called chairman in the Rajya Sabha. One simple question. The presiding officer or the chairman of Rajya Sabha is an MP in the Rajya Sabha. Yes or no? Guys, when some of you say yes, it somehow breaks my heart because he is a chairman of the House, but is also the vice president. VPs, the qualification, remember, should be eligible to be an MP, should not be an MP. So this person is not an MP in the Rajya Sabha. Tell me now, Speaker, is he an MP of the Lok Sabha or he also outsider only? You won't know this, but let me tell you, must be an MP. Must be MP in the Lok Sabha. Mandatory. Because that's how the election is. How are these people chosen? Mr. Om Birla. He is a member of parliament also. He is from Kota constituency in Rajasthan. Kota, that dangerous place. Some of you must have gone to Kota, right? To prepare. So, Om Birla is the speaker of the Lok Sabha. And how is he chosen? By all the people of the Lok Sabha from amongst themselves. So, of course, he must be an MP in the Lok Sabha. And Jagdeep Dhankar, the vice president, who is the chairman. Let's take a quick break. After break, once we come back at 7, we'll discuss further what's the speaker's election removal and then also the role, the functions of the speaker, their independence, all such points, but after the break. Please enjoy a break till 7. Break, please, guys. Elections or one nation, one election is a topic we'll be discussing under elections. So we'll have to wait till then because we cannot change our daily plans, preparation strategy for the examination based on what is important today. Okay, in the news, everything will be covered as and when the time comes. So it's okay. Just try to adjust. The only problem is you can't show off right now in front of other people on this information. But don't worry, in 15 days, you'll have a lot of information to show off in front of your friends what is one nation, one election. Mayank Wadhwani, yes, it is mentioned, as I said, everything is mentioned. MPs, MLAs, MLCs eligible for re-election a number of times. Simple. Pavitra, the exact same election process. Exactly same process. Thank you, Ghulam Mustafa. Okay. Roshan, can you repeat what you said now? Sir, what I said right now was exact same process. That's what I said right now. Anyway, let's come back, guys. Focus on this current topic at hand. We have already seen everything. I think I discussed everything in way too much of detail, right? So it's all now up to you. Revision effective, things are okay. If not effective, Roshan, I said that in 15 days' time, we'll discuss about elections and also the topic one nation, one election. That's what I said. Don't have this crazy FOMO. Or what did you say? Okay. Now, Megha, sir, why the word speaker is used? Megha, this word speaker is used because of a British convention and practice. Somebody says, why are we calling him the speaker? So basically, we have copied this word from UK. In UK, they used to call the person speaker. Why? Because in UK, the collective decision of the MPs was conveyed to the crown by the head of the parliament, who was called the speaker, right? And somebody says because he has speaker in front of him. Okay, PJ, no problem. And the person who was authorized to speak on the behalf of all the MPs in UK in front of King was this person only. So he was the only person who could speak in front of the crown, hence the word speaker. We have simply copied it. Okay, no logic here. Okay, let's now move on and understand about the post. First up is the election of the speaker. How are these people elected? So before that, there is a we have the rules of the house which say that you need one proposer, one seconder. If you remember, one proposer, one seconder. In the case of president, 50-50, etc. In the case of VP, 20. So that is the same concept. One proposer, one seconder is required. Okay. So in case you want to contest elections, some MP in the Lok Sabha has to propose your name. Some other MP has to second your name. You cannot propose your own name. You cannot second your own name. Simple. Elections of the speaker. This post is mentioned under Article 94. Okay. The speaker is elected by the Lok Sabha from amongst its members, by the MPs of Lok Sabha from amongst themselves only. That's the speaker. Secondly, how are they removed? So the speaker is removed through the voting by effective majority. I think I have already discussed what is effective majority. Effective majority refers to more than 50% of effective strength, which means total strength or total membership minus vacant seats. Okay. Of course, the speaker can also resign. May also resign. So they can submit their resignation to the deputy speaker. So there is a person who is below him, a deputy speaker. They can submit the resignation to him also, or to him only, right? So this post is there. We'll discuss this post shortly. Now, the speaker belongs to the ruling party. Nothing is mentioned in the constitution, but that's what we do. That's what we follow as a practice. They belong to the ruling party. And also, just like the case of the president, the vice president, the prime minister, etc., when the Lok Sabha is dissolved, the speaker will not vacate his office immediately. When Lok Sabha is dissolved, speaker does not vacate office immediately, meaning they continue till the new Lok Sabha is elected. Clear? That's in line with our concept of no vacuum in any kind of post. Clear? They will continue to be the speaker till the new Lok Sabha is elected. That's it. Simple. Done. Here also, just for your information, when you want to remove the person, 14 days prior notice is required. Must be given to the speaker that we want to remove you. Important points for removal. No reason, no ground is mentioned in the constitution. Nothing is mentioned. Why do you want to remove? Just like that. Okay. The only thing given is the voting. Are we clear? Simple. So this is how the person is removed. Election, all the members vote. Whoever gets the highest votes, winner. Simple. Now there is a small point I'd like to put forward here. When the new Lok Sabha meets, new Lok Sabha, all the newly elected MPs meet, right? Newly elected MPs, when they meet, they will vote to choose a speaker, right? But the point is, before you can vote, to vote, oath is required. They have to take an oath. But oath to MPs is given by speaker. Speakers vote to MPs vote to choose a speaker. But voting requires oath. An oath is given by speaker. There is no speaker. Are you clear? MPs vote to choose speaker. But the problem is that for voting, oath is required. And for oath, speaker is required. There's no speaker only. This is a cycle. You get trapped in the cycle. So what do you do? So we have come up with a very unique situation, unique solution, not situation. Speaker pro tem. Speaker pro tem, or sometimes the correct term is pro tempore, because pro tempore means for the time being. It's a phrase, Latin phrase, which means for the time being. For the time being. Okay. So what happens is, for a temporary period, the president appoints one member as the speaker pro tem. President appoints, and usually the senior most MP is appointed. Okay, usually senior most. And let me just clarify one thing here. Senior most MP in the house is not somebody of age. Senior most MP in the House is based on what? Based on your work experience in the Lok Sabha. How long have you served in the Lok Sabha? For how long have you been an MP of the Lok Sabha? So, for example, this time in 2019, Virendra Kumar, one MP from Tikamgarh, that is in Madhya Pradesh, he was made the Speaker pro tem. He has been the 7-time MP, more than 30 years being a member. So that's the seniority. That is why Rahul Gandhi is a senior MP to Amit Shah. Way before Amit Shah, Rahul Gandhi became a member of parliament. Okay, so it's not age, it's your experience in the house. It's everywhere, in your job also. If at 25 you clear the examination this year, and somebody next year at the age of 30 clears the examination, you are their senior, not them. So, what are the functions of the Speaker pro tem? Functions of Speaker pro tempore. What functions do they perform? Two functions. Function number one, function number one, let's start with this. Administer oath. So this person now will administer oath to the newly elected MPs. Number two, conduct the election for new speaker. And once this task is over, the Speaker pro tem simply quietly goes back to his seat and sits quietly. Clear? Now, some things. Who administers oath to the Speaker pro tem? The President appoints, plus also administers oath. Point number two, can the Speaker pro tem contest? Yes, he can contest. Point number three, so the Speaker pro tem administers oath to all the 542 MPs? No, it is not possible. Think of it. This person now reads the oath 500 plus times to all the MPs. He will die. He'll pass away only. So what happens is simple relay race kind of thing. He will administer oath to 30-40 people. He'll ask somebody else, now listen, come, you read. Next 30-40 people. Then that person, somebody else. This is how it is done. Once all MPs have read the oath, then the Speaker pro tem comes back and says, yes, now election for the new speaker. Clear? And normally Speaker pro tem will never contest or win if he contests, because Speaker pro tem comes from the Lok Sabha based on seniority. He can be from any party, right? And ruling party wants the speaker to be from their party. So that's the case. Pavitra, 14 days prior notice must be given to which speaker? 14 days prior notice to that person only. Information is given. Before we remove the president, we do the same thing. Before removing the vice president, we do the same thing. We give notice to that person that, sir, we are going to remove you. Pack your bags. Please call the movers and packers. That is why, right? Lakshmi, if the new government has been formed, new government, or else the old government. Hiba, Speaker pro tem is not mentioned in the constitution. Palak will discuss later on what is special majority. No, Rupesh, that is not the condition. The condition is that senior most MP of this new Lok Sabha. Simple. Anu, there is no term for Speaker pro tem. The only task he has is this. Once he performs this task, this temporary speaker performs the task and then goes and sits at his place. Vaibhav, we have discussed this so many times. Proposer, seconder, sir, not justified. Proposer is somebody who proposes the name, right? So if I have to file the nomination to contest, I have to get somebody's signature there. He supports me. That's called a proposer. Seconder is somebody who supports the proposer, that yes, I also agree. Let's make him the speaker. That's called seconder. Afreen, who is speaker pro tem? Madam, everything is done. Now you are saying who is the prime minister? Speaker pro tem is a person from the Lok Sabha who is temporarily chosen to be made the speaker for a temporary period to conduct the election for the new speaker. Elmer, I just mentioned this point to somebody's question. Speaker pro tempore's post is not mentioned in the constitution. Krishnendu, previous speaker, continues in post because we don't want a vacuum in important posts. It may be possible that during that small tenure, what if there's a case of some emergency happens, etc. Right? So to avoid any vacuum in any kind of post, we have this condition, which was the same for the president also, same for the vice president also, same for the prime minister also, that they continue. Pro tem, the meaning is mentioned here, Ashay, for the time being. Yes, you can call it temporary also, but I am giving you the exact meaning of this word, for the time being. That's the meaning. Okay. Montu, why previous speaker can't act as speaker pro tem? Because speaker pro tem has to be a member of the house. What if the previous speaker did not get elected only? Then how will he be a member of the house? Right? That is why previous speaker cannot become the speaker pro tem. Ankita, when he doesn't have such much work, why this post? We don't have this post for fun. It is required for conducting election for the new speaker. Somebody has to conduct the election. Who will conduct the election? Speaker pro tem will conduct the election. Yes, Shiva, membership is gone. Yashi, ex-ruling party. Yashi, I have mentioned here, usually senior most MP. Can belong to any party. Simran, please refresh. Any more doubts? Venkatesh, the entire government is also there, not just a speaker. Everybody is there. Mitisha, I think I mentioned this point that speaker pro tem can also contest elections. Tejas, don't fight on NPS and pension here. Come on. Move beyond this. We are fighting on 50,000 rupees. Look at the life suffering of people in this country. Shweta, where the previous speaker gone? Gone home. Sitting and sleeping in the house. Poor means. A.S. Hussain, what's the meaning of poor? I need to see some of these questions now. But seriously, reflects the attention you are paying and the intellectual capacity. Poor. I mean, anyway, guys, chalo. I think I have done justice. Let's move forward. There's a point, there's a limit to my sarcasm also. You have crossed that. Immune to sarcasm completely. Amazing. Once every year, we should have these kind of. A.S. Hussain, word is tempore, not poor. Please don't ask the same thing again and again. What is the meaning of poor? Okay, let's be serious now. Enough jokes. Others want to clear the examination. Okay, functions now. See, please understand, this person is extremely important in the house because the speaker or the chairman, the presiding officer, is the boss of the house. Actually, the boss of the house, right? Because he or she decides who speaks in the house. He or she decides whether you can speak or not, whether you can ask questions or not. Are you clear? So if the speaker becomes biased, then the opposition can never question the government. It is going to be impossible, right? So we need a very, very independent speaker, free from the ruling party's control. Anyway, what's the function? Function number one, he maintains order and decorum in the house for conducting its meetings, business, etc. Right? So in the house, when the discussions take place, right from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., who maintains decorum? The speaker. Speaker is like the monitor of the house. Then inside the house, speaker is the final interpreter of the provisions of the Constitution of India. So now let me just tell you one thing. We have the main rule book. We call it the fundamental law of the land. We call it the Constitution. But there are so many laws, rules, etc. In the houses also, like in Lok Sabha, they have their own rule book on how basically things will function. That is called Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business of Lok Sabha. We call it in short Lok Sabha Rules. It's a book with a green front page, right? Lok Sabha Rules. These are rules which are used to run the house. Through these rules, the house functions. Clear? Now, and parliamentary precedents, meaning practices. So what is the parliamentary practice? What is the real meaning of rules? What is the underlying meaning of any article? Within the house, inside the house, the speaker is the final interpreter. He or she is the person who actually interprets what is the meaning of all these things. Yes, outside the house, who is the final interpreter? Tell me. Supreme Court of India. What is this, President and PM? Supreme Court of India. Judiciary is the final interpreter of the Constitution. Okay? So within the house, speaker is the boss. We are discussing the functions of the speaker, not speaker pro tem. It's a temporary post with no value. The only task is this. Okay? Speaker now. Speaker has been elected. Now his functions. Decorum means behavior, decency, which you do not follow, some of you. That is called decorum or decency. Okay. Then, I think we know this, that the speaker adjourns the house. Yes or no? Adjournment, right? And also adjournment sine die or sine die. What is sine die? Sine die means when the sitting has been adjourned without any fixed time, or the next date of meeting has not been fixed. Usually the last day of the session is the adjournment sine die. In your school days, not school days, you had no guts and daring only. In college days, when you become slightly more arrogant, in the college days, there is a concept of mass bunking. What is mass bunking based on? Mass bunking is based on this idea that if more people don't go to college and class, then even if the front bench toppers go to class, what happens? Nothing happens. The teacher is now forced into cancelling the class. That's the concept of mass bunking, right? Because it makes no sense to teach two people. So tomorrow, if there are only 5 people who come for the session, maybe we'll have to cancel the session, right? Swati says that I bunk and the mass attend the class. Okay. Okay. So, in the same way, in the parliament also, for the house to function, you need to have some number of members every day. If those number of members are not there, House will be suspended for the day. It's like the speaker says, how many people are there? Oh, only 42. Oh, let's wait for 5 more minutes. Nobody comes. Go, get lost. Enjoy. That is called quorum. So the speaker can suspend the meeting also in the absence of quorum. What is quorum? Quorum is defined as the minimum number of MPs required for the sitting to take place. And what's the quorum? It is 1/10 of total membership. This means in the Lok Sabha, the quorum is how much? 55. In the Rajya Sabha, the quorum is 25. Okay. So this is the quorum. Ashay, revise. That's the only way out. Second. And also think of it. If only 20 MPs have come, there is no point in, simply passing all the bills. It makes no sense. Now, the speaker does not get the chance to vote on proposals. Let's say a bill is being discussed. BNS bill. Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita bill. Right? If this bill is being discussed, 200 MPs say yes, yes, pass the bill. 200 say no, 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 don't pass. Nonsense. Then what do? This is a tie. Speaker gets to vote in this situation only. So speaker has what we know or call a casting vote. What is casting vote? Casting vote is a tiebreaker. It is used only in case of a tie. That's it, to break a tie. Otherwise, speakers don't vote. Then in case, if at all, there is any kind of joint sitting. Now, what's a joint sitting? Maybe tomorrow we'll discuss, not maybe. For sure, tomorrow we'll discuss what is joint sitting. So, speaker presides over joint sitting of the two houses of the parliament. Clear? Then, sometimes, if you have ever seen the Lok Sabha TV, you would realize that when it comes to the Lok Sabha TV, the Lok Sabha has people in the gallery sitting, watching. Outsiders are there, media persons are there, right? Entire country can watch the sitting going on. So the point is that what if at some point of time the prime minister or some senior minister wants to discuss on something very important, urgent, which relates to national security. Let's say India is planning to attack Pakistan. In case we lose the Asia Cup, we'll attack Pakistan. That's a discussion going on. Let's assume. So, in this situation, what we are doing is we are planning to attack Pakistan. If the people come to know of this, there could be a lot of havoc, right? There could be a lot of havoc in the country. So we say that no, 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 no. We don't want people to know what we're discussing. Secret. So a secret sitting can be allowed by the presiding officer, the speaker, wherein outsiders are said leave, no media, no camera, nothing. And the discussions of the day are sealed, not open to public. Clear? For example, around 10 years back in Madhya Pradesh, they had a secret sitting where they were discussing on how to deal with the Maoist issue in the country, in the state. So, of course, if you are discussing on the Maoist issue, we don't want the people to know what steps the government is planning to take. So, a secret sitting was held. Then, he decides whether a bill is a money bill or not. So, what is a money bill? We'll discuss again tomorrow. But the speaker decides whether a bill is a money bill or not. And whatever the speaker decides is final. His decision is final. Clear? Then, But Supreme Court is Supreme Court. Supreme Court says that nothing is final until we say so. What if Speaker is wrongfully categorizing a bill as a money bill? What if Speaker behaves in an unconstitutional manner to categorize a bill as money bill? In that case, the Supreme Court says we can question it, we can check it. Clear? So in the Raja Rampal case 2007, Supreme Court said that we can question, we can check uh, whether the speaker's decision is correct or not. Clear? Then normally we have seen just today only that the president decides on the matters of disqualification of our MPs on the ground of office of profit, on the ground of not being a citizen, on the ground of uh, bankruptcy, on the ground of unsound mind, right? So on these grounds, the president decides on the binding advice of election commission. But when it comes to something called defection, now what is defection? Don't go crazy. When we end our discussion on chapter parliament, the last topic is defection, disloyalty, when people leave their party and join some other party. So that is called defection. So the speaker decides the question of disqualification, right? So that is there with respect to the powers of the presiding officer. Now, as I said, and you must have seen that the speaker is extremely powerful. I mean, so powerful that the speaker, if he or she is biased, then the ruling party simply has no say. The opposition party has simply no say in what can or what will happen in the house. No say whatsoever. Clear? Now, the point I'm trying to make here is that it is very, very important to ensure that the ruling party does not get to manipulate and control the speaker's behavior, because the speaker comes from ruling party. So we want to ensure some kind of independence for the speaker so that they are independent, meaning free from the clutches of the ruling party. So in that sense, the independence is of utmost importance. So we have some provisions. For example, the process of removal is very difficult. We follow an effective majority. Number two, the salary and allowances of the speaker is charged on the CFI. I hope I won't get this question, what is charge expenditure? But before I do, I'll address it directly. Charge expenditure is an expenditure where no voting, only discussion takes place. Then his conduct cannot be discussed, can't be criticized. So in the house, while you are sitting in the house, you can't behave like this. Speaker, I want to speak. About what? About you only. You can't do all that, right? So please, you cannot criticize the conduct of speaker. You cannot discuss his behavior. Of course, if a removal procedure is going on, you have given prior notice, then we can discuss. Otherwise, you cannot. So, difficult process of removal, we follow effective majority and not a simple majority, more difficult. Salary is charged, conduct can't be discussed. They don't have voting only, right? Speakers never vote, because in most cases you will never have a tie break situation. I mean, for example, in the case of, rare cases, if you think of it, there have been rare cases where the speakers have gotten the chance to vote. For example, in the Rajya Sabha in 1991, there was a CRPC amendment bill when the chairman got a chance to vote. Or in the Lok Sabha also, again, rare situations like in the 2008, one chance to vote, 1997, a chance to vote. So these ties are very rare. Clear? Last point again, Ignore it. We'll be studying it under Schedule 10. The last topic under chapter Parliament is this only. I'll discuss in detail what is this. Clear? Okay. Now, just to further add to your information, a very interesting concept. So now we have discussed the speaker's role is very important, right? He should be independent. In some other countries, like say UK, the speaker is made very independent. So they follow two techniques to ensure independence of speaker. Technique number one is very simple. At any point of time, if any MP becomes speaker, they should resign from their party. Simple. Speakers resign from their party after getting elected. That's what they follow in UK. Or resign. That's it. This at least will show to people that, see, this person has now cut all the ties, affiliation from his parent party. So in the house, the other MPs opposition can think of you as more independent, right? Because if you still are a party member, let's say Om Birla is still from BJP. Okay, Bhuvnesh, I'm answering your query only. You please follow what I'm saying. Why they resigned? That's what I'm addressing. So enough jokes on PJs now. Let's get serious. This is an important topic, please. So the point is that if Om Birla, he's from BJP, right? And he comes and sits in the house. Now, Congress MPs always have this feeling, oh, BJP, after all, not giving me a chance. BJP MP. That is why. But if he has resigned from his party officially, sorry, no, what is BJP? I don't care. I have resigned. Then they will appear at least to be more independent. So justice should be done. It should also be seen to have been done. That's very, very important. In this case, it is more like a visible way of doing justice at sea. I have no affiliation from that party. I have resigned from the party. I am free, unbiased. I give everybody in my Lok Sabha a chance to speak. You want to question the government? Feel free. That kind of atmosphere needs to be created. Second thing, a very, very unique point that is there. And what is this? Once a speaker, always a speaker. So in our country, the criteria is what? Every time a ruling party changes, new speaker, because the speaker should belong to ruling party only. That's the criteria. Ruling party changes, speaker changes. So tell me, as a speaker, you owe that post to your party. Yes or no? After all, the party also has majority in Lok Sabha. It votes for you. You literally owe that post to your party. And if the party has shown such grace in choosing you, right, then you have to return the favor back. Quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. That kind of situation. So to avoid this situation, in UK, what they do, if a person has become the speaker, he continues to be in the post. Whether a different party comes to power, I don't care. So if we have this thing in India, if we don't have this, these things, not in India. I am just giving an example which will help you easily understand it. So let's assume, example, if in India, what can happen? So in 2024, we will have new elections, and let's assume Congress wins the election and comes to power. Okay. Now, as per our current situation, Congress would choose somebody who is close to Congress. So Congress party member, MP, becomes a speaker. But no, if you have this concept, once a speaker, always a speaker, then what happens? Om Birla will continue as the speaker for as long as he wants. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, till he is alive, till he wants, he can continue to be the speaker. So, House of Commons, what is House of Commons? It is the Lok Sabha of UK. House of Commons. re-elects speakers who desire to continue in office for more than one term. Whether you belong to the Conservative Party or the Labour Party in UK, or whether you belong to BJP, Congress, DMK, BJD, NPP, we don't care. Okay, the speaker continues. So if Om Birla continues and he knows very well that I can continue till I want to, then why will I help the ruling party? Who are you? I don't care. I'll perform my functions independently. Are we clear on this? This concept of once a speaker, always a speaker. Everybody? No doubt. Now there is a small concern. What's the concern? The SK and Swati. No. Please tell me what's the problem. Your question can be right, baby. I understand your question. Why this is not in India? But I would like to answer you to answer. Yes, yes. Now some of you are excited. But this should be in India also. Fair enough. Once a speaker, always a speaker is not in India. Why? Think of one thing now. Om Birla, you are saying now that Om Birla in 2024 should again become the speaker. Yes or no? Okay, fair enough. No problem. But to be the speaker, at least you have to meet one criteria. You should be an MP in the Lok Sabha. Then only, right? All those who are in favor of this, please follow. Now, if you continue to be the MP in the Lok Sabha, only then can you enjoy this post. But how will you continue to be the MP in the Lok Sabha? You keep on winning elections. You have to make sure that Mr. Om Birla wins the election from Kota. How can that be guaranteed? How can you guarantee that? There is no guarantee. There is only one way to ensure this, that no election should take place in Kota. Om Birla should be directly chosen from Kota. So people of Kota, no election for you, no voting rights for you. People of Kota say, but Om Birla is not performing for us. He is not a good MP. We don't care. He's a great speaker. We don't care. You will have to suffer this person only. You are directly violating the voting rights of people of a constituency, which is what happens in UK. In UK, this is what happens. When the speaker wants to get re-elected, that constituency does not have elections only. That constituency is called Speaker Seeking Re-election Constituency, and no major party will field their candidate. So speakers get elected unopposed. But that is not correct, because what if this person is not able to perform properly for the people of Kota? After all, you are also an MP. So people of Kota also have a right, a democratic right, to vote and choose a leader of their own choice. And you want to take away their right. So it feels to be a more undemocratic process. It violates voting rights of people. That is why the first thing is not there in India. Now, second thing is not there in India. See, this can be there in India, actually. In fact, we want this to be in India. But sadly, this is not there in India. Are we clear? First, no. It should not be there also. It is not required. Anyway, there is no guarantee of the person being unbiased. If you make Om Birla the speaker, he may be biased for 20, 30 years now in favor of BJP only, right? So there is no guarantee of unbiased behavior, and then violating voting rights of people. That's it. Okay. But then what steps can we take? What steps can we take to further ensure independence of speaker? See, one important step you can take is this. Ignore the first point. Please, we'll discuss this first point. It is again defection in the last topic. This is what we can use. We can ask the speaker to resign from his party. I mean, at least that will make him appear to be more independent, right? So that's something we can do. Second, one thing we can also say is, in lot of these cases, in lot of these posts, say CAG, UPSC, chairperson, members, etc., right? NHRC, Lokpal, various posts in our country. Once you have become a member or chairperson there, beyond that, there is no scope for any kind of employment under the government. Okay. So if I retire as a chief, as a comptroller and auditor general, CAG, right, at the age of 65, now there is no future appointment for me anywhere. So this means that I have no interest in serving the needs of government, because government can do nothing for me. My task is over. At the age of 65, my task is over. I have retired. So this makes a person more independent. Ineligible for future appointment makes the person immune from any external control. Because if you know that you are a speaker, and once you retire from here, the government can make you a governor somewhere. Oh, so nice. Then government, very good. Opposition, very bad. You can do all this. So no appointment to political positions after your appointment, that is as a speaker. And lastly, see one more thing. You must have heard of this a lot of occasions, on a lot of occasions, that Om Birla attended some BJP party meeting, etc., on Hindi language, all these things. My point is that, see, yesterday Mr. Om Birla attended a BJP party meeting, for example, and today he comes to parliament and sits and tries to say, see, I'm independent. The opposition will never see you as independent. Just yesterday you are having a you are taking part in a function of BJP, talking to BJP MPs, etc., and today you say I'm independent. We don't trust you. So largely, once you are a speaker, you should disassociate yourself from party activities, meaning whatever activities that are there of the party, your ruling party, please don't take part in all those things, right? Please don't take part in all these things. It is not right. Clear? And because all these things are not there, it causes a serious concern. I'll give an example. So you don't know defection right now, but just to give an example, in the case of Manipur, why Khemchand was the speaker from 2017 to 2022. He never took any decision against the government despite so many complaints. Always favored, completely biased. Supreme Court had to interfere. After 2022, this time he was made a minister. Why? Oh, previous time you performed very well. This fellow helped us a lot. Minister this time. So this is not the post where you should play favorites. This is a post to ensure independence. So if we try to incorporate all these things, maybe we can have more independence in the performance or function of the speaker. Clear? So these things are, that's why he said, no appointment to political positions. Example, ministers. So these are recommendations, okay, which no party will follow, because they all know that the speaker's role is so important. And if he becomes unbiased, then how will they ever be able to control the house? Clear? So that's all as far as the speaker is concerned, their independence is concerned. Ritu, etc., these are just recommendations, suggestions, okay? Suggestions are recommendations. Now, deputy speaker. Who is this deputy speaker now? Deputy speaker is a, you'll be surprised to know, couple of things. Point number one, deputy speaker is a constitutional post. Constitutional post. I hope I made myself clear. It is a constitutional post. Number two, Deputy Speaker usually comes from opposition party. From opposition party. And what's the task of this person? He acts as speaker when the speaker is absent, and of course when the speaker is not there because of illness, etc., then the deputy speaker becomes the speaker for that time duration. Otherwise he's a normal MP of the house, but when the speaker is not there, then deputy speaker replaces him. So in case something happens to speaker, house can continue to function, no problem, and enjoys all powers and privileges on that behalf. So when the deputy speaker acts as a speaker, then he enjoys the exact same power that the speaker enjoys for that duration. Clear? Appointment and removal, analogous, meaning similar to the speaker, meaning appointed from amongst all the members, removal by the members through effective majority. Clear? So this is the case with respect to deputy speaker. Now, currently, who is the deputy speaker in the Lok Sabha? Tell me. No deputy speaker. It's a constitutional post. It should have been a must, but the government is yet to even give this much to the opposition. So basically, the Lok Sabha rules say that date of election of deputy speaker is what? Fixed by speaker only. And our speaker has not fixed any date for the election of deputy speaker. So you know very well how our politicians respect the constitution and how much they respect the constitution. Clear? But at least at the central level, central governments have some kind of shame that they say that deputy speaker as a matter of practice will come from the opposition party. In the state governments, this is not standard. In some states, the ruling party appoints its own speaker, appoints its own deputy speaker. They want to completely control the house. Why? Because people have voted for them, so now there should be no check on them, right? Complete misuse of democracy. That's what we are living in right now, right? And when I see such questions of you, I mean, look at this, the journey you have to cover, not just to be an IAS officer, but to solve these problems, ensure that the constitution is followed properly. It's a very big burden amidst this constant tussle. And when you are working as a civil servant, the biggest roadblock, 4 C's, never forget. These 4 C's will constantly be a cause of concern for you. Criminalization, corruption, communalism, and casteism in politics. And then you have to perform neutrally, also uphold the principles of the constitution. Anyway, so it's not just some casual random coaching that you're attending, just like you did for medical and engineering, but this is a matter of survival of this nation, the success of this nation, right? Okay. So this is deputy speaker. One more thing, nothing special here, but just you can think of this as some special power, that whenever deputy speaker is made a member of any committee, any parliamentary committee, not cabinet committee, parliamentary committee, we'll discuss what this committee is later on, he or she automatically becomes a chairman of that parliamentary committee. Are we clear on this? This is the deputy speaker. So as I said, when the speaker is in the house, deputy speaker is like a regular MP, no special powers. He votes on everything, sits properly in his seat, etc., everything. It is only when the speaker is not there that he acts as a speaker. It's like in your house, when your mom and dad are there, you are like a very bhigi billi, nice, decent, right? Fighting with siblings, etc. But when your parents are gone, suddenly you are the boss in the house, slapping your siblings, ordering them, come on, give me a head massage, water for me, etc. So only when the boss is gone, you are the next boss now. Clear? Same thing. Now, so we have speaker, we have deputy speaker below the person. But what if both these people are not there? Then what? Possible? Then we have an alternative. We have this concept of a panel, a group of chairpersons, panel of chairpersons. These are simply some of the MPs from the House only. Who are these people? They are chosen by Speaker, so largely from the ruling party only, and maximum 10 people can be chosen. These are people basically. So what will happen is that Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and then Speaker says, okay, you A, B, Mr. C, Miss D, E, F, G, H. So you, if we are not here, you become the Speaker. If he is not there, you become the Speaker on that day. If they are not there, you. So allocation is done to maximum 10 people. If all 10 are not there, then we don't know. Are we clear? Then what is happening in the House is a bigger question. So all these things are properly planned. If sometimes it may happen that the Speaker is busy, Deputy Speaker is also busy, then they will properly call, allocate that yes, you have to come because it is required. Clear? And all these normal MPs, they will never miss the chance to become the Speaker for a day. So they will always be present. I hope this point is clear to everybody now. What is this panel of chairpersons? Clear, everyone? Okay. Now the same thing is there for the chairman of Rajya Sabha also. Nothing special. It's the exact same power, exact same functions that the chairman of Rajya Sabha performs, but in the Rajya Sabha. So in the Rajya Sabha, who is the chairman? Please tell me quickly. The Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman. So some of you will ask, sir, what is ex officio? New term. Though we have studied this beforehand only. Ex officio means by virtue of, automatically. Okay, this is Article 64 or Article 89. Both these articles say the same thing, that the Vice President becomes the automatic chairman of Rajya Sabha, and whoever is the presiding officer, they enjoy the exact same power, meaning all the things that you have seen in the speaker's functions. What all things did we see? So, for example, maintaining order and decorum in the House, final interpreter of rules and regulations, adjourning the House, suspending the House, not casting a vote, presiding over. Now, two things: presiding over a joint sitting, this, and power over money bill. These things are not there with the Rajya Sabha chairperson. Only 2 points of difference. That's it. Nothing else. Clear? Everything is exactly the same. So one of our aspirant has asked, do we have Speaker pro tem there in Rajya Sabha? Tell me please. Others, let's see. Are you aware? How aware are you? Is the top story completely empty, or is there some material there? Do we have or can we have the concept of Speaker pro tem in the Rajya Sabha? Speaker pro tem is a temporary speaker because the new speaker is not there, right? Because we have to elect the speaker. In Rajya Sabha, the house is never dissolved. And in the Rajya Sabha, we have the vice president who is the speaker, called the chairman. Why do you ever need a speaker pro tem in the Rajya Sabha? Right? Okay. So that's it with respect to chairperson. Now in the Rajya Sabha, we have the chairperson. Below the chairperson, we have a deputy chairperson. Currently, Harivansh Narayan Singh is the deputy chairperson in the Rajya Sabha. He belongs to BJP. Don't worry. Don't panic, BJP fans. He belongs to BJP only. So, in the farm bills, his role was questioned a lot because he did not allow for voting and all properly. Anyway, then what if now see? It is very important. It is very important that we have a deputy chairperson in Rajya Sabha. Because think of it, Speaker's only role is to monitor the House. That's his role. But the role of Chairman of Rajya Sabha is also some ceremonial functions, because you are not just a chairman, you are also the VP of the country. So there can be a lot of ceremonial functions to perform. Some dignitaries have come from other country, you have to go and meet them, right? You have to travel to some other country, etc. All these things are done by the VP, because VP is also a very senior person, second highest in the order of precedence. So deputy chairperson is quite commonly seen in the Rajya Sabha, taking control of the session. And if he or she is not there, below them we have panel of vice chairpersons. Same concept, chosen by the chairperson, maximum 10. Okay, so this is the current situation with respect to the panel of vice chairpersons, deputy chairperson, and chairperson. And I think I am sure you are aware now here. The deputy chairperson elected by and from, and removal is the same effective majority in the Rajya Sabha. Are we clear? Everybody? No problem. See, somebody says that what about after VP, the tenure comes to an end? When VP is not there, then what happens? When VP is not there, then a very important point to be observed is that if the VP is not there, we already have a deputy chairperson, yes or no, who is trying to control the House. Clear? So we have that post. Deputy chairperson's post or deputy chairperson is elected by and from amongst all the members of the House. Okay, just like the election of the Speaker, just like the election of Deputy Speaker, Deputy Chairperson is also elected by all the members of the House. Now, there is no such statement to be made that Deputy Chairperson will be from some party, because somebody says DCP. Should he be from some party? No. See, what used to happen earlier was that when it came to the vice president, the ruling party and the opposition party, they had this unsaid, unspoken convention that the ruling party would choose their favorite person as the president, and the opposition party would get their choice of person as the vice president to control the Rajya Sabha. So in that sense, what would happen was that the ruling party would get their say, their choice of person as the deputy chairperson. And normally this post was given to the some coalition partner and all. That was the typical behavior, right? Now, what happened is that when this situation came with respect to, say, BJP in 2014, or rather in 2017, BJP said, no, no, no. President from my side, VP from my side. And not just this, they also chose their deputy chairperson also. So Harivansh Nayan Singh was from the coalition only. Now the coalition has been broken, right? So he belongs to Nitish Kumar's party. At that point of time, same party. So they have controlled both the posts, right? But normally there is no such statement anywhere that the deputy chairperson should be from the opposition, etc. Unlike in the case of the Lok Sabha, where there is a custom that deputy speaker, since 1996 we have followed this, that deputy speaker should come from opposition and the speaker from the ruling party. Okay, this is, where is that? This is just a convention, just a custom. This is okay. Let me write this again. By say some meaning is more important, but focus is on I don't know what. Deputy chairperson is elected by just like speaker, but in the Rajya Sabha. Simple. Okay. So elected by and from amongst members. I hope this point is now clear. Amongst members of course, Rajya Sabha means it's not spoon feeding, it's chewing food and putting in the mouth now. Anyway, solve this question, came in 2022. Please mark the answer. It's absolutely correct. There is a see, when these words come, mandatory provision, you have to be very cautious, of course. An extreme statement, mandatory provision. That the election of the candidate as a deputy speaker of Lok Sabha shall be from either the opposition party or ruling party. There is no mandatory provision. And firstly, it's from the opposition party, from the opposition party, but no mandatory provision. Number 3, so 2 is wrong. We have the answer. Actually, we have the answer right now only, but let's continue. The deputy speaker has the same power as of the speaker when presiding over the sitting of the house. Same power. And no appeal lies against his ruling, meaning you cannot question that you are not speaker, deputy speaker, sitting for act today only and acting over smart. Sorry, when I am sitting here, I am the speaker. No appeal. You cannot appeal against his rulings, orders, etc. Correct? The well-established parliamentary practice regarding the appointment of deputy speaker is that the motion is moved by the speaker and duly seconded by. Why would the prime minister move such a motion or second it, right? So of course makes no sense. 1 and 3 is the right answer. Okay. Now coming to voting in the parliament. So when it comes to voting in the parliament, 2 or 3 things that you have to understand. Point number 1, voting in the parliament only takes place when quorum is there. What is quorum? Tell me, quickly type. Don't waste time. What is quorum? Quorum is mandatory. Quorum means 1/10 minimum number of people required for the sitting to take place, that is 10%. Okay. So quorum is mandatory, right? Quorum is actually, if somebody wants to see, sir, where this is mentioned, I am writing the article, don't mug up the article, not important. Article 100 clause 3. Anyway, voting in the house, because in the house all you have to do is approve things, etc. So every decision in the house is taken through voting. Of course, they won't do arm wrestling and fight. Voting. Yes or no? So the most common way to get this voting is voice vote. Voice vote. You'll be surprised. You'll say, sir, what is this voice vote nonsense? But no, 95+% tasks in the parliament are done through voice voting only. Meaning, the presiding officer asks, should we pass the bill? And the MP shout, ayes, meaning yes, bill passed. Simple. If more MPs shout no, no's, then we'll see the bill is not passed. Are we clear? So voice vote is what is done in most cases. Now, what if there is some confusion? Sound of yes and no is almost the same. Or some MPs say, no, we want a proper type of, formal type of voting, right? Formal type of voting. We want proper machine-based voting. Exact number. No problem. If you raise this concern that we want proper voting, then the presiding officer says, okay, don't cry, we'll go for machine voting. That is called division. Division. Formal voting. So we have a machine installed at every table. That machine is called, it's a dangerous name, but it's simply a voting machine. Automated vote recording equipment. AVRE, voting machine. Okay. Now, in this machine, there are 3 buttons. Green button for yes, red button for no, and yellow button for abstain. What is abstain? Abstain means I will not vote. Okay, neither yes nor no. Confused people who are saying no, nor neither yes nor no. That's called abstain. Are we clear? Everybody? Okay. So what happens now? Understand this point. What happens is that when you demand voting, the speaker, chairman, whichever house, they'll say, guys, come on, not guys, members, please go back to your seat. Sit on your seat. So all members go and sit on their seat. It takes some time, 4-5 minutes. Members, old people walking slowly, hi, bye here and there, and then walk and sit in their seat. Then once the members are on their seated, then the voting system, the machine starts. You have to press the button, hold for some time, and then after that, the result is declared. What is declared? The result is declared. So on the display board, how many said yes, or how many pressed the yes button, how many no button, how many abstained. Are we clear? Everyone? Simple. Now think of this. Every time you have to go for machine voting, almost 5-6 minutes are left, wasted. Every day, hundreds of things are being done. Hundreds of things. Guys, should we stop this discussion, move on to the next discussion? Yes. Done. If you go for machine voting for everything, it is stupid. Just like some of you are asking this question, sir, what if somebody's voice is louder? I hope you understand what I mean to say. Be realistic. These things don't happen in the house. Nobody is shouting in the house. They're not crazy. The speaker is not crazy. If there is some problem that some MPs are saying, no, we want proper voting, then proper voting takes place. Otherwise, the house has to function. Are we clear? So normally voice vote is only done. Simply people like here, I simply ask you, did you understand? Yes, move on. Clear? Thankfully, the speaker does not have to deal with some of our aspirants here. So MPs are slightly more understanding of the basic points. Okay. Anyway, one more point is that formal voting can also be done in the form of distributing ballot paper slips. And what is that? Election of president, for example, yes or no? Election of VP slips, ballot paper. That can also be done. Okay? Clear? So these are the types of votings that take place in the house. Voting in the parliament. In fact, this machine voting started firstly in West Bengal, 1950s only. This origin. West Bengal, 1950s. In the parliament, this AVRE machine was used for the first time in 1957. At that point of time, you had to use both your hands to press the button. What if some person crosses and presses the no button and runs away from there? To avoid all that, what if your neighbor presses the button which you don't want to press? So both hands were required. Okay. That is there with respect to the voting in the parliament. And now let's do one thing. If yes and no become a tie, see if that is the case that the speaker cannot differentiate between yes and no, voice clearly, then he goes for machine voting. In the machine voting, if yes and no become a tie, then we know what to do. Tell me. If there is a yes and no tie, somebody has asked, if there's a tie, what happens? Only if we could have paid attention in the topic speaker, we would know that speaker does not vote in the first instance, but he can exercise a casting vote in the case of a tie. The presiding officer votes in the case of a tie. Let's end our discussion here only today. Tomorrow, we'll take up for discussion types of majorities in the Indian legislature, absolute, effective, simple, special, etc. My request to all of you is please revise. Right? Now, of course, some of you may be quite young, 16, 17, 18, know plenty of time, but trust me, this time flies so quickly that you will realize that, oh, I made a huge mistake. And if you are at a very young age, that's the time you mug up everything so that you clear the exam at the age of 21, 22, become a young civil servant, and then you have a very good chance of reaching at the top, becoming the cabinet secretary also. But anyway, clearly, some of you, I'm not really sure, are even interested in that. Sandeep, the law is that the maximum gap between two sessions can be 6 months. It can be less than 6 months, but maximum gap can be 6 months. Anurag, let's not discuss joint sitting right now. I'll explain what this is. Then we'll discuss. Then you can not have this question only. Okay? Okay, firstly, leaderboard. So let me show the leaderboard. Toppers for today. Kumari Shubhangi, Elmer Jeff, Kamlesh, Sushmita, okay, Sushmita, Shubha, Muniraju, Prasan, Yashwant, Ankit, Ria. So it's okay. definitely a chocolate due. Then others. I think the scroll does not simply want to scroll below. Pallavi, Chandru, Basanti, Anurag, Vaibhav, please refer to